So it is game day. Eagles, Cowboys, cannot wait. But in this video, we've got to talk about all these trade rumors that are swirling.
Kick the red, double move on the red.
Door by door. King Ding back here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed the Giants losing to the Arizona Cardinals. Bad dog is a mad dog, cause he knows the Giants always stink. They trade Odell Beckham, draft Daniel Jones. They've got the ugliest field on YouTube, and they stink. Thank you. Now, I really didn't want to do a video right now, while I'm watching football, get ready for tonight with the live stream. But I wanted to come and I wanted to talk about all these trade rumors that have been coming out today. I've been getting a lot of texts. I've been getting a lot of phone calls. And so I wanted to talk about this and just give you my opinion. As many of you guys know, apparently the Eagles had made an offer for Patrick Peterson of the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the report says the Eagles offered a first and Nelson Aguilar, and it was declined. Man. So, when I hear this, the first thing I think of is, man, they are really charging us a lot to take Nelson Aguilar. He is that bad that people are charging us to take Nelson Aguilar. Because in my opinion, a first-round pick for a guy that's 29 years old is too much. It's too much. And then you're throwing a wide receiver who stinks anyways, but... So you're trading a first and Nelson Aguilar for Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson's a good player. He's a very good player. There's no question about it. He could come in and he could help you. My issue is that I think a first-round pick is too much. Now, look at that string. But you may be saying, yo, Philly, let me get this straight, dingbat. You're willing to trade 2 first-round picks and a 4th-round pick for Jalen Ramsey, but you don't want to give a first-round pick for Patrick Peterson. And my answer to you is yes, that is correct. Now, if you've listened to my videos about Ramsey at the time, the main reason I was willing to give the picks was because he's 24 years old. He's 24 years old, and his best days are in front of him. He hasn't hit his prime yet. Patrick Peterson is 29. Now, he could come in this year, and he could be a big help. He may even be a big help next year. My problem is that when you give a first-round pick, you got to get 4 or 5 good years out of a player. We know, especially with the Eagles, we know that these guys, when they get 32 years old, 33 years old, they seem to get hurt a lot. So, in order for a first-round pick to work for Patrick Peterson, in my opinion, you need 4 or 5 all-pro years, him missing no games, him not asking for more money or having to pay him more money. I'm not sure how long his contract lasts, but that's what you need from him. I don't know that you'll get that. I'm very skeptical. At least with Jalen Ramsey, you give a first-round pick. You give 2 first-round picks. One of those picks technically is him, just like it would be Patrick Peterson. Your first-round pick this year would essentially be Patrick Peterson. But you got to get 4 or 5 good years. Jalen Ramsey, his best years are in front of him. So then I would have 1 year to figure out and make up for that first-round pick you lose and that 4th-round pick. To me, it's not too bad because Jalen Ramsey's playing for you for the next 7 or 8 years. I'm going to get 4 or 5 good years out of those 7 or 8 years, in my opinion. With Patrick Peterson, I may get this year, I may get 2 years. If I'm lucky, I get 2 years. What happens if he starts declining because of age? What happens if he starts to get hurt? These are things that I'm worried about. I would trade I would give a 2nd-round pick for Patrick Peterson. I would not give a 1st-round pick. And to be honest with you, if Arizona really declined this offer, I think they're nuts. They should have done it a minute. But now, I mean, they did win today, so now they may feel like, hey, we're going to try to make the playoffs. We're not trading them. So who the hell knows? Don't get me wrong. I love Patrick Peterson. I just think that's too high of a price. I feel like That's a higher price to pay than what you would pay for Ramsey because you get Ramsey for so many years. And yes, he's going to want big money and all those kind of things. That's okay. The Eagles are going to be cutting some fat this offseason. They're going to have to let some guys go and eat some dead money. It's going to happen. So that will create room in itself. So you can create room in your salary cap. If you cut somebody, you may have to eat some money. That's what's called dead money. You may have to eat some of it, but it will create space. And the Eagles may have to do that for a year or two. It is the way it is. Look, I would love to get Patrick Peterson. Not going to lie. But I think a first-round pick, personally, I think it's too much money. And I do wonder if these reports are real because I can't see Arizona actually declining the offer. I think it's a really good offer. And I would love to get Nelson Aguilar out there. Maybe, like I said, maybe you have to pay to send Aguilar somewhere. That's the only thing I can think of. But Patrick Peterson, if they can get him for like a second, I'm in. Personally, what I think they should do, I think Chris Harris Jr. sounds a lot more doable to me. You get a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick. You get him in for 1 year. I like it. He's a good player too. I don't think he's as good as Patrick Peterson, but he's good enough. He's a Pro Bowl type corner. You can get him cheaper. Hell, the real move that has to be made is there's one. And it doesn't cost you any compensation, doesn't cost you any money. It's Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is out there. Antonio Brown is ready to play. Go to his YouTube channel and watch him run routes. Ridiculous. The guy's the best receiver in football, and he's not playing. The Eagles need a wide receiver. I mean, it's like, dude, both of you guys can help each other out. Why can't the Eagles and Antonio Brown sit there, talk to each other, and come to an agreement? He's going to be on his best behavior. We're going to bring you in for the rest of the year so that you can revitalize your career next year and go somewhere for big money. Why not do it and come to an agreement and figure it out? Figure it out. Get Michael Vick to come in and talk to him. I don't care what you have to do. Get this guy. He's available. He's the best receiver in football, and he's out there for nothing. And we're talking about giving first-round picks for guys 29 years old. This guy's there for nothing. You could get him. Then you could trade for, maybe you can get Patrick Peterson for a second-round pick. Maybe you can get Chris Harris Jr. for a third or a fourth. Get that and sign him. And let's go win a Super Bowl. That's how I feel. And I got to respond to Mark Holmes, the stinking Dallas Cowboys fan. Mark, you're doing videos complaining, oh, Philly's sweating. He wants Antonio Brown. How could he want a diva? Your team won 3 Super Bowls with prima donnas, with criminals, with convicts. You didn't mind then, but now it's a big problem that the guy likes to fly and land on a helicopter, his feet peel because he goes in hyperbolic chambers or whatever the hell he's doing. Your team is built on criminality. They're built on it. Now you're saying, oh, you can't do that. I'm not scared. You're scared. You're scared to death if the Eagles got Brown that it's over. And you know it, and I know it. Now, there's some other rumors going around I want to talk about. Apparently, the Eagles are showing interest in Emmanuel Sanders. I think this is a great move. Assuming they're not going to go get Antonio Brown, which I know they're not. I don't think the Eagles are going to get him. I think it's a big mistake. But if you're not going to get Antonio Brown, then Emmanuel Sanders would be my next choice. Devontae Parker, then Emmanuel Sanders. But Emmanuel Sanders could come in and play, and he would help the Eagles a lot. So apparently the Eagles are showing interest in him. And then one thing I want to bring up about the Jalen Ramsey thing, just to think about. Apparently the Jaguars let the Eagles have a chance to match the Rams offer, and they declined. So a lot of things going on. We'll see what happens. But in my opinion, I love Patrick Peterson. I love the idea of him. I just don't want to give up a first-round pick for a guy that's going to be 30 shortly, because I don't know if I can get 4 or 5 Pro Bowl years with no missed games, with no more contract negotiations or having to give him more money. And that, to me, would be the only way it's worth it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. It's almost time, a couple hours for Eagles Cowboys. I'm hyped. I'm ready to kick this team's ass. Double moonwalks. So I'll see you at the live stream. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Don't be a dingbat.